What's going on, everybody? It's Retro Handhelds 24. Today we're going to play Halo again, but I want to see if we could get higher frame rates on the Lenovo Legion Go y700 Snapdragon Gen 3 tablet. Basically at 1080p to see if we get higher than 60 frames a second. I want to see if active cooling is something that's essential for this emulation game, because the high-end tablets, they're great, but I want to see performance, if they can hold up to it, basically. So before I had loaded everything up on here, I had played a little bit of RPCSX and I was watching my thermals go up and I got it pretty toasty. It's not hot, but it is warm. So I want to see if the drawback of having a high-end tablet, with an attached controller like the one I have, is the Galileo Bluetooth one, which is very comfortable and such, but see if this all matters, because I really do believe the active cooling, like the little fan, does help out a ton, but we'll see. So we're going to go to settings. I'm not going to use Vortex this time just because. Leave it on 25 and we'll leave it there. And then DV or DXVK, we're going to download 2.52 and then we'll leave it uncapped. I didn't make a preset even for controls, so we'll see if Bluetooth controller will work just like the other controls just work out of the box. And then we'll force full screen, click OK, and then we'll go back because we want to do 1080p. Okay, and then theoretically everything should work. Oh, and I'll put my phone display up there. See, it's getting pretty toasty. Oh, that was my bad. It turned off. Oh, look at that. Here. Close it out. Now that the controller's working. Okay. Load it up again. There we go. Gamepad. So again, controls work out of the box. This is a Bluetooth controller too. It didn't pick it up before because it was off and it already loaded, so I just restarted it. As you know, I only have the 2 games, Reach and 3, so I showed off Halo 3 at 1080p on the portal, so that's what we're matching.
Look up here, sir. Okay. Now down here. Good. Everything checks out, Sergeant Major.
Kick off the training wheels, Corporal. He's good to go. First squad, you're my scouts. Move out, quiet as you can.
Alright, so now we're getting high 30s to mid 40s. let's go ahead and adjust settings. Use the D-pad. I gotta say the speakers on this is really good too. And what's great about the Bluetooth controller is like speakers are up there, so you can just slide the controller down, and they're on both sides.
Say again, Gunny. You're breaking up.
But this is basically what I thought. We need a fan.
Sergeant Major, Phantom inbound.
Oh, let's reload it. So you said PS3. Yeah, it's performing worse. So all you Portal owners out there, or even RP5 owners, or RP Flip 2 owners, I don't know, it's hard to say, but it's performing worse than the Portal, just a little bit. Oh. And they're stuttering. Look at that.
Sleepers, take them out, nice and quiet.
So, I will make this video long. The game froze. I've never had a game froze on Winlator. That's what I thought. So because my temperatures were high, yeah, and it's pretty hot right now, we lost performance to the point where it kind of crashed. Yeah, it's pretty warm. So I just wanted to make a quick video on that. Like, as powerful as this thing is, it's only as powerful as it can stay cool for as long as you can. So top performance is, you know, if you don't touch it and it's, you know, in my office and it's cold, 20 minutes, depending on how intense the game is. And then once it gets toasty, which I did with RPS3, or I'm sorry, RPCSX, I was playing a couple games on there, just loading them up and then close them out, load them up, play a little bit to get it warm. And then I jumped into Winlator and I put on the Halo collection on here. And I just wanted to see if we could still get 60 at 1080p or have better performance because of the chipset in here. It's better than the Portals. It's the Gen 3. And it was the same settings, 1080p. I didn't change anything other than no, I didn't change anything. It's the same. It's just I was using a Bluetooth controller, which doesn't matter because input controls don't matter for that game at least. But yeah, performance dropped a little bit and it was stuttering, and then to the point where the game crashed. I never had a game really crash on Winlator before, on other emulators, yeah, but this is a first. And again, this tablet is like, supposed to be super duper powerful, and it is only up until it throttles. And since I got the temps was at 36 Celsius, so I don't know if that's like just over 100 degrees or close to it. It was too hot. And the gameplay suffered because of that. Another good reason why I brought this up is because, not that I'm probably going to get it or anything like that, but what's interesting is that A&EO, as controversy as they are with their systems and pricing, they're coming out with a tablet with some crazy other, I don't know if it's an overclocked Gen 3 chip, I don't know, Gen 3, Gen X, 2, Gen 3, whatever. That it's going to be a powerful chip, probably maybe a little more powerful than this. It's probably overclocked, as I'm assuming. But what's more importantly is like it's the same size tablet, I think, but it has a built-in fan. And from the way it looks, it's like right over the chipset, the CPU chip. So props to them for doing that, because as long as I've had this thing, it's always an issue when it comes to emulation. If it's like I need the extra juice from the Gen 3, it's hard to squeeze it out because the thermals, whatever this thing was made out of, like it has like a diagram of how the aluminum or whatever inside can keep it cool or whatever. It's still not going to beat having an open vent, so with a fan and airflow. Just like the Pocket S1, the first version, it has an air vent here and then an air vent here, and then there's no ventilation on the back, so theoretically it pulls air from and blows it out, but that's why that thing overheats and can't perform as well as the Gen 2. Not only because it's overclocked and it needs like a powerful fan like the Evo, but because of the airflow is not as good as I would even say the Evo, because the ventilation holes are on the back, and it's an 86 fan and it blows it out. It's a jet engine, but still. But with this, there's no ventilation whatsoever. There's air holes on the side for the speaker, but nothing on the back. So that was a total flop. I want to point that out there because a lot of you, if you're interested or curious because you got a Portal or you got an Odin, it's still a great device because of the build quality. Even on the Odin 2, it's got plenty of ventilation and ventilation on the top. And then with the Portal, I haven't witnessed any problems yet. Not with just the case covering a little bit, but the vibration motor is kind of blocking the airflow, and you could take that off. You could take this apart, disable the vibration motor, like just unplug it, and then you could take the whole thing out, which then this becomes actually open and the fan can pull in more air and push it out. So theoretically, I haven't got to that point where you could get more performance because it just has better airflow. This is still like top dog when it comes to sustaining performance, the Gen 2 chip, as well as the build quality. Even with the vibration motor covering the fan area, it still holds up. Like I don't have any issues with the Portal. So props to AYN for that. But yeah, I'm not showing this off because of Halo again, but I'm showing this off because I was able to play this on the RP5, RP Flip 2, and then obviously on the Portal. This is more powerful, yet it can't sustain performance because I played a little bit before it and it cools down pretty fast. I'll give it that, but we need that airflow, we need that fan to sustain the performance to take advantage of the Gen 3 chip. So again, just wanted to put that out there if people are interested. Active cooling is a big deal with these little handhelds, especially Android. You're definitely going to need it to get the most out of whatever chipset you got in it. So I am excited to see what that AO Neo tablet can do, just because it's going to be like the Pocket 1S, and I'm sure the Evo 2 will have that same chipset and probably slightly different build quality that's better, and hopefully not nearly as many problems as everyone else had to face with getting the Evo, like me. But more importantly, it's just, you know, a bigger screen is great. Tablets are cool, but I've always thought, even when I bought this, it's like, it still needs active cooling. It still needs a fan, especially if you're going to overheat the chip, or if you, in this case, you can overclock my chip or push the GPU and CPU to the max to get the most performance. It's going to heat up. It's got nowhere to push the air out or have something to push air out or suck air in to cool it down. So yeah, even on Halo, we couldn't sustain performance. So this is going to be like just a tablet for me now. Maybe I'll emulate Switch and below, and just what I really want to do is with this thing is, because the reason I got it was for the sole sake of shoot 'em ups. Like, this is why I got this. And a lot of Dreamcast games have the shoot 'em ups that I want to play, as well as like arcade. So this is going to be like this from now on, which I still think looks pretty dang cool, like this even. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out there. As powerful as this is, you know, it's not as powerful as the Portal. It's not as powerful. It's more powerful than the Odin, and it's more powerful than the Virtual Pocket 5, but it can't sustain the performance for very long until it heats up. Then it drops, loses performance, you have to stop. Or in this case, like I said, never had Winlator crash on me before, and I was just curious. I was like, let's see, let's put it to the test. Bam, Winlator crashed. There could be slightly better settings, but I wanted to use the exact same settings I used on the Portal. And again, no issues, because it's got a built-in fan. The chipset alone is very efficient. Might not be as powerful, but it's very efficient. So this has more than enough power to do Halo through PC emulation at 1080p. It just can't hit 60, can't sustain performance because it'll overheat, which sucks. But yeah, the more you know. Again, I just wanted to point that out. If anybody was interested, still think like these handhelds will definitely need active cooling in the future, and the better the active cooling is, the more performance you can squeeze out of it. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.